Brain 2.2, I'm just going to finish off some structures I don't believe I was able to show you on some earlier videos. So we'll go over everything here: olfactory tract and bulbs, optic chiasma, optic nerve, the pineal gland, and the meninges are challenging for me to show you. Once again, the meninges are the protective coverings around the brain and the spinal cord. What I want you to know is that the dura mater or dura mater is the outermost layer of the meninges, the pia mater is the innermost, and the arachnoid mater is the middle region of the meninges. So just know those. If I were to ask what the outermost layer of the meninges is, you would write dura mater. If I asked innermost, you would write pia mater. Okay, so let's take a look at the brain here. And as far as the optic nerves go, from this perspective, we can see an optic nerve right here and an optic nerve right here. So I'm going to show those again. Optic nerve going all the way back here. Okay, so if we look at it from the inferior perspective, I should say, here's an optic nerve right here, and there's the right optic nerve here. So that's the left optic nerve and right optic nerve. The optic nerves will actually cross because the right optic nerve is coming from the left side of the occipital lobe, and the left optic nerve is coming from the right occipital lobe, or I should say the right side of the occipital lobe. This X right here would represent the optic chiasma, where the optic nerves cross. Okay, right here we have an olfactory tract. Olfactory refers to the sense of smell, and coming off the distal end of the olfactory tract is the olfactory bulb, which is that swelling right there. So we have olfactory tracts and olfactory bulbs. Olfactory tracts and olfactory bulbs. If we go back to this perspective, it's going to be hard to see, but there's little olfactory receptor cells, specialized cells to detect odorant molecules that descend from the olfactory bulb. And those, if we take a look back at our Essential Anatomy 5, at this picture right here, these fibers running from superior to inferior, and when I say fibers, I'm actually referring to olfactory receptor cells, are running from superior to inferior in the nasal cavity, and they are running through little perforations in the cribriform plate. So if you can visualize the cribriform plate, there were just tiny holes peppered throughout the cribriform plates, and that's what the olfactory receptor cells run through. And here we can see optic nerves running right through the optic canal. You can kind of see the optic canal back there, optic nerves. So that's a pretty cool view of that. Moving back here, once again, we can see another view of the olfactory tract and the bulb there with these olfactory receptor cells coming off of these. And then once again, these are the optic nerves. Okay, if we take a look at the brainstem, and I want to do this just so I can show you the pineal gland. So once again, this is the brainstem, just for clarity. This is the diencephalon, that's the midbrain, this is the pons, and this is the medulla oblongata. If we look at the posterior aspect of this, once again we see the superior colliculi and the inferior colliculi, which make up the corpora quadrigemina. But what we can also see is this right here, and that is the pineal gland, which is responsible for secreting melatonin. And this is what I've stressed in lab prior to our break, is that the pineal gland comes directly off of the epithalamus, and the diencephalon is really on an anterior posterior axis rather than superior inferior. So we had epithalamus, thalamus, and hypothalamus. So keep that in mind. Once again, this is the pineal gland. And what else do we have on that list? That should be it for brain 2.